The Indiana Fever didn't just win a basketball game. They turned one night into 6 chapters of history, all while their brightest star sat in street clothes. Think about that. A team missing Caitlin Clark and 4 other key players didn't just survive against the Seattle Storm, they dismantled them by 20, shattered records all across the box score, and sent a message to the entire league. This isn't a one-woman show, it's a movement. And that's why this game matters, because when a short-handed roster, under playoff pressure, transforms Gainbridge Fieldhouse into Caitlin Clark Arena and still finds a way to dominate, you're not just watching a win, you're watching a culture being built. And here's the part that should have every rival nervous. If this is what Indiana looks like without Clark, what happens when she comes back? From the opening tip you could feel it. This wasn't a Tuesday in August, it was May basketball. Odyssey Sims tracks down the jump ball, pink shoes flashing, lays it in. Kelsey Mitchell buries a right corner 3, and just like that she etches her name above Caitlin Clark in the Fever record books for most points in a season. The crowd roars, but not just because of the bucket. Nike had chosen this very night to drop Clark's signature logo, and the double C symbol covered the building like a coronation. Fans walked in and were handed shirts, instantly creating a stadium-wide uniform. The aura felt bigger than a regular season game. It felt like a citywide celebration of women's basketball, and yet the celebration was balanced by crisis. Clark was out, Sophie Cunningham was out, Sydney Colson out, Chloe BBY out, Ari McDonald out. 5 gone. The playoff race tightening like a noose. Drop this game, and Indiana slides further into trouble. But instead of folding, the Fever played like a team with nothing left to lose. That's where Aaliyah Boston stepped forward. Coach Stephanie White said before tip-off this had to be their best 40 minutes, and Boston delivered. She bullied Seattle in the paint, pounded the glass, and carried the assignment of slowing down Nneka Ogwumike while still dropping 27 points of her own. Her aggressiveness set the tone, playing low to high, attacking defenders instead of retreating. That tone would ripple across every possession, but every story needs a turning point, and this one came brutally early. Lexi Hull and Gabby Williams collide head-on chasing a loose ball. The thud echoes. Hull stumbles off with a swelling not already visible. The crowd gasps. 5 players already out, and now Hull? It felt like a gut punch. But minutes later she reemerged, swelling and all, and the place erupted. That toughness, that refusal to fold, gave Indiana more than points or rebounds could. It gave them belief. Boston said afterward, Hull is the definition of tough, and you could see it in how the Fever dominated every hustle stat afterward. From that moment, the Fever didn't just play, they imposed their will. They won the rebounding battle 42-22. Sims turned in her best game in a Fever uniform, slicing up Seattle for 22 points and burying a ridiculous 35-footer off the glass that had the crowd losing its mind. Mitchell added 21, becoming the league leader in 20-point games. Boston, Sims, and Mitchell, each over 20, all in under 30 minutes, a feat so rare it's happened only 6 times in WNBA history. By halftime, Indiana led by double digits, and the Storm never saw daylight again. And then came the records, stacking like dominoes. Mitchell not only broke Clark's franchise single-season scoring mark, she set the Fever's all-time record for points in a season, cementing herself as the scoring engine of this era. Boston grabbed her 1,000th rebound, becoming the second youngest player in league history to do it, trailing only Tina Charles. She also became the second fastest player ever to hit 1,000 rebounds and 350 assists, putting her in the rarest company possible. Candace Parker. Sims? She became the second fastest Fever player ever to notch 50 points and 25 assists. The only one quicker was Caitlin Clark. What's the bigger story? That this short-handed Fever squad broke 6 records in one night. Or that the scariest part is what's coming when Clark returns. Coach White says she wants to see Clark handle contact across 94 feet in practice before clearing her. That she needs to be able to sustain it, to play through fatigue, to take every bump and still stand tall. The Fever sit at 20-18, clinging to the 6th seed by half a game with 6 contests left. Every possession, every substitution is magnified now. If Clark comes back at full strength, Indiana instantly transforms from scrappy playoff hopeful to nightmare matchup. Boston commands the paint, Mitchell slices from the wing, Sims steadies the perimeter, Hull brings grit, and Clark stretches defenses to half court. That's not a good team, that's a contender. But here's what makes this night unforgettable. The Fever showed they're not waiting around for Clark to save them. They're building their own backbone, their own identity in her absence. 6 records, a 20-point blowout, and a city lit up by a logo that symbolized not just one player, but an entire franchise stepping into the future. So let's end on this. Indiana has already proven they can win shorthanded. Now, imagine what happens when they're whole. If you're fired up, drop "fired up for the fever" in the comments.